Okay, fine. So we'll be seeing the continuation of the problem that we have left in the last class. Okay, so after that we'll be dealing with some other kind of problems in today's lecture. Okay, so in the last class we started with this problem. Okay, so it has okay, I'll be directly getting into the single line diagram. Okay, so this problem has a generator. Okay, generator, and with the generator is powering nearly 3 motors. Okay, it is powering nearly 3 motors, and in between the transmission line there are two transformers, T1 and T2, and one of the transformer is a step down transformer, sorry, step up transformer, whereas the other one is a step down transformer. Okay, so we started with finding the per unit value with respect to your generator. Okay, so we found for your generator. So your generator, we use the normal formula. So Z per unit nu is equal to the traditional formula we used, and over here they didn't give any kind of common base value. So they asked us to select the generator rating as the base quantities in the problem itself. Okay, generator rating they asked to take the base quantity as per the problem. The base MVA given and base MVA new will be the same, since common base quantities are involved, both will be the same. Okay, and we have found the per unit impedance value for the generator to be 0.15 j. Okay, next we'll be moving towards your transformer. As I said, the transformer transformer T1 T1 is nothing but a step up transformer, so which is has a 32 kV at its primary, followed by 110 kV at its secondary. So it is a step up transformer, and it is also rated as rated at 110 MVA, and the value for the impedance is 0.08. Given it has nearly 8 percentage of leakage reactance, and this contributes to 0.08 of your per unit value. And now uh, as I said, you might have remembered this note. So these 3 points are very important in case of your if transformers involved in your power circuit. Okay, so that is, you have to revise your uh, line voltage. Okay, it has to be calculated whenever the transformer is present. How it will be calculated in the sense means, it with the existing base value, existing base voltage into your transformer ratio, you have to find. Okay, and now we'll be getting into the transformer. So initially you have to take your transformer viewed from your 32 kV side, viewed from your 32 kV side. Okay, so T1 viewed from 32 kV side, that is your nothing but it is your primary side. Okay, so in such a case you no need to go for the revised value of your voltage. Okay, in this case you are not need of your revised voltage. Okay, and hence what happens is that your Z per unit nu will be equal to 0.08 into, okay, so 0.08 is nothing but your Z per unit given, okay, into your base MVA. So what is your base MVA? Okay, I will be writing the formula again, so you will be getting clear idea. Okay, so it will be Z per unit given into your base MVA new by base MVA given, okay, into your it is your base kV given by base kV new the whole square. Okay, so this is the formula, and you have to apply the values over here. So as per the question, so 0.08 is your Z per unit given. So you have to put it out 0.08 into, so base MVA. So they have told in the problem that you have to consider your generator quantity to be your base MVA. As per that, your base MVA for your generator is around 100 MVA. Okay, it is around 100 MVA, so you have to consider it. So 100 divided by base MVA given. So given in the sense it is the base MVA of your transformer. This is nothing but 110. Okay, 110 into, so kV given is nothing but 32 kV. It is 32 kV. Okay, 32 by base kV new. So case base kV new is 33. So it will be whole square. Okay. So what will be the value? So use a calculator and just
Sir, 0.068. Sir.
okay, right. It will be 0.0689 J. Okay, so it is for your transformer. So this is for your transformer which is viewed from your primary side. Okay. Now we have to see what happens if you are viewing from your secondary side. If you are viewing side, what will be the value of your Z per unit? So can anybody give the answer? What will be the value of your Z per unit if you are viewing from your secondary side? I already discussed about it. So when you're viewing from your primary side, you're getting as 0.0689. What happens if you are viewing from your secondary side? What will be the value? Can anybody guess?
Sir, it will be multiplied by A square, sir.
So it's not like that, man. The thing is that the value will be the same. Okay. So Z per unit in the sense it is the common value that the electrical equipment is carrying in the power system network. Okay, whatever it may be if you are viewing it maybe from the primary or the secondary, but Z per unit is calculated for the electrical equipment. Okay, so even if you're viewing from a primary, it might be of the same value, and even if you are viewing from a secondary, it might be of the same value. Okay, I hope you might be clear. So moving on, now the thing is that we will be seeing for the transformer T1 if it is viewed from the secondary. Okay, at the secondary, the voltage is varying. Okay, then how you will be getting this value that we will be seeing. So now the heading is T1 viewed from 110 kV side. So here comes the formula that we have seen in the notes. Okay, so it is this thing. So revised base kV new will be equal to existing base kV new into your transformer ratio. So for this purpose, you have to use this formula. So it will be revised base kV new first you have to find. After that you have to put this revised base kV new in your z per unit value. Okay, z per unit formula. Okay, so this will be equal to your existing base kV new into your transformer ratio. So transformer ratio you can easily find out by k equal to, you can generally take k equal to v2 by v1. Okay, so it will be equal to 110 by 32. So now we have to apply this over here. So your revised base kV new will be equal to, so existing base kV new, that is this you have to consider your primary voltage. This you have to consider your primary voltage. So sorry, existing base kV new is nothing but the common base value. Common base value what you have considered with respect to generator. So it will be 33. Okay, so don't get confused. So existing base kV new it is. That means it is with respect to the generator what we have selected. So it will be 33 into 110 by 32. Okay, so what will be getting? So we'll be getting the value as
113.4375.
0.43 Okay. You can just have it or you can just round it off. Okay.
113.44.
44. Okay. Let it, we can have a 113. You can just round off. So 113 kV. And over here, now you have got the revised kV new. And in this revised kV new, we have to must be substituted at this formula z per unit new. So if you're considering that formula means what it will become means z per unit new will be equal to 0.08 into base MVA new, it is 100 by the given it is 110 into base kV new which is 110 divided by the revised base kV new. Okay, which is this value. So you have to put 113 the whole square. So you'll be getting the value as so you'll be getting the value around to be
0.0689, sir.
0.0689. So which is nothing but the same value what we have viewed from your primary. Okay, the same value we are getting, right? 0.0689, which is what we have viewed from the primary, and the same value is what we are getting when we are looking through from the secondary. Okay, so we are just making a jump. When you are making a jump from your primary to secondary, you have to always perform this revised base kV new calculation. You have to keep in mind. Okay, it is must. Okay, if you are finding of using this secondary formula, it will be easy for you to finding the per unit value at the transmission line, since here you can see the single line diagram. So up to this point, okay, up to this point, we might be using 32 kV. Okay, so after this, you have to revise it. The voltage will be revised, and the revised voltage will be considered throughout this transmission line. Okay, so in the next step for finding the transmission line, you have to consider your revised kV only. Okay. Okay, now we will be moving towards the transmission line. So as I said, in a transmission line, they have already given you the actual impedance in the form of ohm. Okay, 50 ohm they have given. So what we have to find, we have to use some different formula we have to go for. The formula is, the formula what we have to use is Z per unit nu will be equal to actual impedance by your base impedance divided by your base impedance, and this base impedance value will be equal to base kVA. Over here we are using at the kV, so base kV the whole square. What we have to use this, you have to use the revised, okay, revised voltage you have to use, because it is on the secondary side of the transformer. Okay, the whole square divided by base MVA new. Okay, you have to substitute this formula over here, so you'll be getting as Z per unit new will be equal to 50 divided by, so revised kV, which is nothing but 113, the whole square divided by base MVA is 100. So what is the value will be getting?
Point 392, sir.
Okay, fine. So we'll be getting 0.392. Okay. So it is right. It is 0.392. So this is what how we have to find for a transmission line. So after this, we have to, will be coming for your transmission, sorry, transformer 2. Okay, now we have complete started with your generator, moved towards your transformer, then we have moved towards your transmission line. Okay, now we are standing at your T2. Okay, that is your transformer 2. And for the transformer 2, and for your transformer 2, it will be T2. First, you have to view it from your 110 kV. That is your primary side. Okay, so I'll be directly writing the formula. Okay, directly substituting the values. Okay, you just if you want to just back reference the formula. So Z per unit new equal to 0.08 into your base MVA new. Base MVA new is 100 divided by base MVA given, which is nothing but 110. Okay, and over here it will be so the voltage given will be what will be getting, it will be of 110. And over here you have to consider your revised base kV. Okay, so the revised base kV is 130. So you should not forget this. Okay, that is the upper part is considered for the kV given. So that you have to consider from your single line diagram. Okay, and over here you have to consider for your kV base value, that is your new value. If it is in case of revised value, you have to first give importance to a revised value. Why in the sense means, here you can see the single line diagram. Okay, as I said already, up to here you have to consider the base voltage as new base kV new to be 33 kV, and after that you have to revise it. Okay, you're making a jump. Okay, when you're making a jump, you have to revise your voltage, and after that, that value only till transformer 2 you have to use it as a revised base kV new. Okay, so don't get confused. You will be getting some confusion, but after completing this problem you just go through again so you can get a clear idea. Okay, and now the value will be z per unit new will be equal to, so what is the value we'll be getting? So just put
Sir, same value, sir, 0.0689.
Okay, fine, right. So you'll be getting the same value as 0.0689 per unit. Okay, and now we'll be making a jump again. Okay, you're going to make a jump again from your T2 primary to your T1 T2 secondary. So hence now your revised kV will be again revised. Okay, so you just see how it is changing. And over here T2 viewed from 32 kV. So over here your revised kV new will be equal to, so as he said, it will be 113.43 into your transformer ratio. Okay, now this was your existing okay, I'll be writing formula so you won't be getting confused. So it will be existing kV new into your transformer ratio, and your existing kV new is 113.43 till your transformer primary. Okay, till this one of your T2, and this value into your transformer ratio. Transformer ratio is nothing but you can find it with respect to the voltage. So it will be 32, that is a secondary, divided by your primary into 110.
Sir, we are rounded it to 1131 units. Sir.
Okay, that you can use. So no problem. So you won't be getting any such kind of deviation over there. Okay, so what is the value you'll be getting? Revised kV new. What is the value you will be getting? 113 into 32 by 110.
That's 32.87.
32.87.
87.
Okay. 87. So you have to use the unit. So it is kilovolt. Okay. So now we have find the revised kV. So this revised kV is the thing what we will be using after your transformer secondary. After this part, this is the value you'll be using. Okay, 32.87 is the thing what you'll be using after this point. Okay, so now you have to find the Z per unit new, which is equal to, I'll be directly substituting the value 0.08 into, so base MVA new, so this still remains with respect to the generator, divided by 110. Okay, this is the given voltage into 32 by 32.87 the whole square. So the value will be getting around Z per unit nu will be
0.0689.
okay. So 0.0689. So here it is very clear. It is very clear that for the transformer, primary as well as at the secondary, we are getting the same. Okay, you can also cross check like that. Okay, whether you are getting the same value, and so that the during the problem, if you are doing any mistakes, you can cross check like that. Okay, and now you can just round off. Okay, you can wherever possible it is better to round off in power system computations. Okay, now we'll be going with respect to motor 1. Okay, M1 will be going, so it will be Z per unit nu equal to 0.2 into base MVA 100 divided by 30. So this is the voltage what they have, sorry, rating, power component rating what they have given for your motor 1 into 30 divided by 33. So here we are rounding off, or you can also have it as 32.87. No problem with that. Okay, so what is the value you'll be getting for M1?
Point triple five, sir.
No, 0.555. Fine, it's okay. And the same goes for your M2, only the rating differs. So Z per unit nu will be equal to 0.2 into 100 divided by 20 into 30 by 33 the whole square. Okay, we will be getting, just fine for M2, and then comes M3. Z per unit nu will be equal to 0.2 100 by 50 into 30.
Sir, M2.826, sir.
0.826. Okay, fine, right. Followed by M3 is 30. I can take round off, 33 whole square will be getting around
Sir, 0.3305.
okay
0.331, sir.
331 you can have. And 331. Okay, so now we have found out the per unit values for each and every electrical equipment with respect to this single line diagram. With respect to this single line diagram, we have seen each and everything. Okay, and now what we'll be doing is we are going to draw the, we'll be drawing your reactance diagram. Okay, so we'll be drawing the reactance diagram based upon the per unit values what we have got. So here you have to see there is one generator, transformers followed by 3 motors. So how we can draw the reactance diagram means, so first we will be starting off with the generator. This will be your G1 followed by your transformer T1, and then it will be followed by a transmission line, okay, and then it will be followed by your transformer T2, okay. So after that you'll be getting with respect to your loads. First is your M1, and second is your M2, and third will be your M3. And over here you have to substitute each and every value. It will be 0.15 J, okay. After that will be 0.0689 J, okay. For the transmission line it will be 0.3916 J. So what are the values that you have got? You have to write it. 0.0689 J. So here 0.55 J, okay, and over here it will be 0.826 J. Finally it will be 0.33 J, okay. So this is how you have to draw the diagram, and you have to find your reactance. You have to draw the reactance diagram after finding each value of your each per unit value, okay. So with this the sum ends. So actually if you are practicing very much, most of the problems means it will be very easy for the steps, okay. You can easily find out each and everything. And I'll be giving you a single line diagram, okay. You just write it on your own, okay. Okay, I'll be drawing the single line diagram. So I think this is your fifth problem. So fourth problem completed. So this is your fifth problem. So you just try it by yourself and come with the answers, okay. So I'll be drawing the single line diagram. So this is also is of only one generator, okay. So it is of 100 MVA, 22 kV, 0.18 reactance, okay. So after that, here we will be having a step up transformer, followed by a step down transformer, okay, followed by step down transformer. So here the rating goes like this. So it will be your T1, it will be your T2. So the rating is 50 MVA. The voltage will be 22 kV bar 220 kV, and it will be of 0.1. Leakage reactance is 0.1. And for the T2 it will be 40 MVA, 40 MVA, followed by 220 kV. 2 will be stepped down to 11 kV of 0.06, okay. And again at the bottom you are also having a step down, sorry, step up transformer. So this will be T3, rated for 40 MVA, okay, 40 MVA. So 22 kV, The stepped up voltage is 110 kV and the leakage reactance is 0.065 followed by a fourth transformer. It's a step down transformer. So it will be T4. T4 value around 110 kV bar 11 kV. So it is for 50 MVA. So leakage reactance is 0.08. And finally, it is attached to a motor. And this motor will be 70 MVA, 11 kV, 0.2 reactance. So we'll be connecting it. And between your T1 and T2, there is a transmission line. This transmission line is having the reactance of 50 ohm. Okay, so J 50 ohm. And over here, from T3 to T4, there exists another one, reactance of J 65 ohm. So these two are the two transmission line. Okay, this is what with respect to your single line diagram. So in most of the cases, they won't be giving the single line diagram. Okay, in some cases, they will be providing the single line diagram, and they'll be asking you to find the other things. Okay, you also have to know how you can draw the single line diagram based upon the given question. Okay, so upon practicing, you'll be familiarized with that concept. So here, I'll be coming back. I'll be just writing the question, and I'll be coming back again to the diagram. So the question is that draw the reactance diagram. Draw the reactance diagram for given figure with common base value as generator ratings. Okay, so this is the problem. Okay, you can just copy it out and you can just try it on your own. Okay, you just try it on your own.
So what to do with the T2 and T4, sir? Because they two are connecting to the motor now, sir. In previous cases, only one supply will be given to 2 or 3 motors.
Okay, yeah, in such a case, you can take anything because, well, you can take, that is, you are asking here, there are two supplies. That's the question, right? So
Yes,
what we have to consider? Yes, that's the question, right?
yes, sir.
It's not a problem. You can consider on any one of them. The thing is that a trick lies over the reactance diagram in this problem. Okay, well, computing the per unit impedance, you won't be having any issues. Okay, you won't be having any issues. It will be same as that of the previous problem. But a small trick lies at the reactance diagram. You have to bring out your knowledge in the circuit theory. Okay, based upon the circuit solving techniques, you have to consider this diagram. Okay, that is in a circuit theory. What you'll be considering, that is, if the current entering the node is split up into two, then you can say the circuit to be as a series circuit, right? Similarly, you have to see in that point of view whether the two sources incoming to the motor is either in series or whether it is in parallel. Okay, so I'm not confusing you. You just have to have a clear idea by seeing the circuit itself. Okay, so you just try this problem. Other computational steps and all the same with respect to the previous problem. The trick lies over the reactance diagram when you are drawing the reactance diagram. Okay. Okay. I hope with this we can end today's class.